is going to be a how-to Frankenmesh. I'm going to do a fairly simple hair, this one, that took 3 different hairs and Frankenmesh together. We're going to take the bun from one hair, the bangs from one hair, the bun from another, and then the base. The hair also has an undercut design, so I'll teach you how to do that. Um, the tutorial is going to be a follow along, so I won't speed up anything. It'll all be real time, and then I'll show you the process of getting everything set up. Okay, so we're going to open up Sims 4 Studio, and we're going to get all the meshes that we need. So the meshes we need are the bun is going to come from City Living, the bang from Dine Out, and the base is going to come from Get to Work. So if you have all of those packs, then you'll be able to follow along. You can still follow along, but using different bangs and all of that stuff. You should be able to follow along with that. The next one I do will probably be off base game, so everybody can completely follow along. So we're going to go to Get to Work for the base. Okay, each mesh I choose is going to have a different color so I can see everything when I get into Blender. Okay, so we're going to take this one. I'm going to call it Tutorial Base. I'm going to take this texture because we'll need the shaved part here, so I'm going to export the diffuse. And I'm also going to take the mesh, so export mesh. Okay, now we're going to go to the next hair, which is from Dine Out, so this is going to be the bangs. We're going to take this one, so I'll get a pink one here. And then we're going to keep this texture, so I'll go ahead and export the texture here. Tutorial. As well as the mesh. Bang. And then the last one is from City Living, which is the bun. And that is this one. So let's get this blue here. We're not going to take this texture, but we will take the mesh. All right, so we have all 3 of those, so we're going to go ahead and open them up. If you are not familiar with Blender, I have a mouse with a scroll wheel, so I'm scrolling. That's easy enough. And then if you hold the scroll here, you can drag it around. Then using the number pad, I don't know if you can use, no. So you should have a number pad to be able to do this part. 1 sets it focuses in frame or something like that. I don't know. Sets her straight. If you do Control 1 to the back, 2 goes under, 8 does the same thing but the other way, 3, Control 3, 4, 6, 5. So 5 you can use, I guess, when you're I use it usually when I'm working on the mesh and like there's some transparency, so I press 5 so I can see it fully, and I can, mold it the way I need to mold it. You can also use 5 too when you're merging 2 vertices together, so you can see inside the sim. You're in edit. However, we'll get to that. And then 7, the top. 7, the bottom. I don't know why you would need that. And I think that's all. Okay, so what we need to do is get the bun here. So we're going to use this middle one. So I want us to delete everything except for that middle bun. So we're going to find which mesh. So it's the first mesh here. The other ones are hat chops, which we don't need. Then we're going to go into edit. You press this upside down triangle to get into edit, or you can come down here and then choose edit mode. So everything's selected right now. If you press A, it deselects. A selects all, deselect. Okay, so then what we can do is press L. We'll select portions of it. And then you can do delete, and I say vertices. It deletes it. So L to select portions. Press delete, vertices. Or now, if it's only a small portion that you need to take, sometimes I will do this. So I'll select L. I'm going to select all the bun. Okay, I'm just gonna pretend like I selected all of it. So I'm probably gonna just have to go through and delete as I go. So let's say that that's all of the bun that I need, and I just want to delete everything else. So I'm gonna go into select, inverse. So now it selects everything and keeps my bun. Then I can do delete vertices. But of course, I don't want to do that because some of the parts of the bun um, were not deselected, so I deleted that. So I'm just gonna do Control Z and then just go through and delete everything. So let's see. Good. So we have all of that. So I'll go ahead and save this and then move to the next one. So we're going to keep, so this is going to be our base. So we'll just get rid of the bun on top of this. So it's fine. So it's mesh 2. We're going to do edit. Okay. And then the bangs. Now this hair is, I don't know why some pieces are hard to delete them, but we're just gonna do it. I could select all of the bang, but the thing is that with some bangs, there's like an underneath part. So if you don't select that, you're gonna have some transparency on that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just do as I've been doing, pressing L on. Control 1 so I can see the back. I'm going to press B and then I'm going to select this, delete. So that kind of helps a little bit for some of the stubborn ones. Just make sure you don't select what's in the front. See, so let's do that again. Okay. We need to get rid of this portion. So we can press L, or you can right click on it. You can right click on some portions too. So I can just delete that. But L would have been easier to use. Okay, so the bun is done. So we're going to save that. Now we're going to bring it back onto our base. So while I'm on the mesh here, mesh 2, I'm going to go to File, Append. Oh, so okay, that's fine. So File, Append, then we're going to go to Bang, Object. So let's go back. So we've done the bang, and the bang is on mesh 1. So we're going to bring in mesh 1 here. That's good. Now we're going to do the bun. The bun is on mesh 1 as well. So we're going to do, while we're still on this one, File, Append, Bun. So sorry, Bun, Object, Mesh 1. Okay, so everything's brought in. And then I'll delete. It's going to bring in the rig as well, so I'll delete the ones that I brought in and keep the original rig. Okay, so we have our base, we have the bang, and we have the bun. Okay, so let's work on the bun. Oh, here. Okay, so with the bun, let me see. Actually, I think I'm gonna pick the wrong one off of that one. Nah. You know what? Yep. I did this hair before, so I can make sure that I can do it right. The bun is actually not from City Living, but you can use the City Living bun, but I actually like this bun because it kind of has uh it just has a cuter look to it. So actually, let's go back to Sims 4 Studio and the bun. I think, where was the bun from? Oh shoot, I don't remember. Okay, let's just do it this way. We're gonna say bun. This one. So bowling. Okay. Really? My bad, you guys. My bad. So let's go ahead and just delete this one out. Uh-oh. Because that City Living bun, I use that a lot on some things. So I just actually started using this bun and totally forgot it was from this hair. Okay. You see, I like this because it has that wrap and it's just cute here. So I'm gonna get rid of everything. This might be easier to do the inverse on this one. Then select inverse. Control Z. What did I miss here? That's okay. Okay, so we have the bun. Let's save this and move that in. So we're gonna append bun 2, Object. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're going to work with the bun. So the thing with this is that I turned this around. I turned the bun around. Okay, so we're going to do, I press 7 to get a top view, R to rotate. So I can rotate around. 1. Let's do rotate again a little bit. Okay, 3. Then I'm going to rotate it this way. So R, and then I can just swing my mouse around. G to move it around. You can do G, Z, up and down. G, Y, G, X. Oh, let me change view here. G, X. Okay. So we're going to do R to rotate, G to move it. You see. Wait a second. It didn't rotate all the way like I wanted. Okay, let's rotate it again. Oh, what did I do? Okay. Rotate this way. Rotating it. Good. I'm going to rotate it a little bit more. Okay, so in this picture, the little wrapped part is tucked in, but we can do it with it, pressing everything wrong here, with it sticking out just a little bit there. So we just got to get it positioned in the right way. That's fine. Okay. Now the bun is in the right place, so let's move on to the bang. So with the bang, see you have some transparency there. So we can either kind of merge the vertices from the bang to the base hair, or you can use a sculpting tool. You can use grab and just kind of pull it towards the face, which we'll do. And then also we need to polish this because the base is sticking out through the bang and we don't want that. We actually want the bang to be on the top. So what we're going to do first is polish this. So while we're on the base, because we want the base to be polished so that the bang can stick on the top. If we were to polish the bang, then the bang would be pushed underneath the base, and we don't want that. So we're on the base mesh here. Go to sculpt mode. Click here for your brush, and then choose polish. Then here in this this bar here is the radius. So if you do, it'll like that. You don't want it to be that big because you see it's messing up the seam. So we're gonna do Control Z. I did Control Alt Z. Control Alt Z. Can bring it all the way back down. Okay. So then let's do it again. So sculpt mode, polish. Let's bring it up a little bit. And we're gonna polish this. See, it's hiding it. Just polishing it so that everything is clean there. Okay, good. And then we're gonna do grab, bring this down a little bit. And I wanna fix this part here. So what you can do, let me just bring it up a little, is, uh-oh. Actually, I'm sorry, we're on the base, so we need to be on the bang. So let's go to the bang, sculpt, grab, and then you can grab it, see? So what we want to do here is grab it like this, pull it towards the face to hide the transparency issue there, and then just make sure it's not pulled too far in. So we're going to polish that. Check this side and do the same. Good. So let's go back to the base and do a polish on this one. Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. The only thing is just be careful with polish too. If you polish too much, then the hair, you know, will kind of go into the scalp. See here, if let's say I polish too much, see, that's too much. So okay, so the bun is done. I'm not the bun. I'm sorry. The bang is done. So let's straighten that back, and let's see what it looks like with the bun. Good. So there's some transparency on the bun itself. Like when I was originally deleting meshes, I couldn't reach this piece, so it deleted it. So we're going to, we can actually go ahead and do the, let's see if we can merge the vertices here. So, okay, so that's a little square. I want to connect, let's see, it'll work better. If you click this button here, it'll show you all of them. You see, you can see the front and the back through it. If you click it, you see only the back, click, you can see everything. And if you have that selected so you can select multiples, see how everything's of this vertices, all those parts are selected. But if I didn't have this checked, then when I click it, oh, it does. Okay, for some of them, it doesn't select all of it. Like it'll select a portion, like how that just selects that one angle there. Let's see if it does. If I do shift, click, and then if I do here, I can't do shift on this. But with it checked on, I can do shift and select all of it. So it just depends, I guess. So we're going to take this. So we're right clicking on this. Then we're going to, let's right click on this one. I held shift and right clicked on this one. W, merge, at, let's do last. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So let me go back. Let's say, if we did at center. So W, merge at center. Let's say this one. Let me click this on. Let's say merge at last. Yeah, this one's looking better. Okay. Again, this. Select it. Select. I'm holding shift every time I select a vertice. W, merge at last. Okay, good. So that's fine. We have some transparency issues there that we should fix. Some here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do sculpt. Grab, let's lower this. Okay. what we do is select, if I did 5, what I was talking about earlier, see that. But let me not, I don't need to do 5 here. Okay. Okay. And then we're just gonna drag it over. Okay. Okay, we're gonna fix the bang there. Could have sworn I saw some other parts of the bun that needed some work. That's okay. Let's go back to the bang, fix that. What we can do is bring that down, or we can bring the base up. I think I'm just going to bring the base up there. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I polished too much on that one. That's okay. Okay. Make it a little bit even. Okay. Good. And then with the base, I kind of polish the sides a little bit because they're kind of sticking out weird here. That's just the way the hair was made, but it has like a little bump there, so I fixed that. And let's go back into the bang and pull that down a little bit. I don't want to keep, okay. I don't want to keep polishing it. Okay. All right, so we have all of our pieces together. Now we're going to go in and we're going to join them all. Okay, so make sure it's on object mode. Make sure all parts of your mesh, all your meshes are on object. So we're going to click and then shift click the base, Control J. That joins those two. We're going to click, shift click the base, and that joins those. So what I see is that the meshes that you appended, that you added in, click those first, then shift click the base, and it will join it to the base. If you click the base first and then shift clicked it, shift clicked the appended meshes, it will join the base to the appended mesh. So do the appended first. Okay, so everything's joined. So what we can do, since we have that one fixed, we could probably do the hat chops really fast. All we're going to do really is just take the hat chop from the bang and then just add it to this one. So um, this is the lowest hat chop here. So we're going to go to the bang and we're going to find the lowest oh, you know what? I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to have to go through all this again. Let's just do it. Let's do it. So I'll just do one of them. I don't like this hair at all, but the bang is great, but this deleting is a hassle on this hair. B, select the area and delete. B, select the area, delete. Okay, let's save that, and then this is 2. We're going to, what is this button? So we're going to go to bang, object 2. So we're gonna fix that a little bit. I don't think that the transparency at the top of this matters because the hat is gonna cover that. So we'll join it. So click, append it, shift click the base. Oh, we're not an object here. Click, shift click, control J. Delete these other rigs. So we just didn't do this hat chop here, but we have the full mesh and then one hat chop there. So we're going to save and we're going to put it in Sims 4 Studio. To make this base game compatible, what you do is go to a base game here. I usually just choose the first one and then select it. I'm going to choose a color so we can see everything. Then I'm going to say, let's just say top. And then import the mesh onto this. So tutorial base is the mesh we're working on. Sometimes when you do it that way, it'll work perfectly, and then other times it will bring the mesh in, but it will also put the mesh on top of the base game hair mesh. So what you would have to do is save it, and then export it into Blender, and then how do I explain it? What you would do is, let me close out of this. Let me come back to it. I would export this mesh into Blender. I'll just do it instead of exporting it. So what I did originally was just import the mesh, and it worked as it should. And then like we were doing earlier, we would append it. So this is the full mesh here. We go File, Append. We would go to our mesh that we were working on, Object, and it was, I think it was 2. Okay, and then we would have to go to the mesh here, the base mesh, Edit Mode, then delete all of that, and then join it. And you would do that for all of them, and then save it, and then import it into Sims 4 Studio. But that's only if you run into a problem with importing it directly. So since we didn't have a problem with importing it, we'll just do it as we did the first time. So tutorial base. I hope that wasn't too confusing. Good. Q to move up and then zoom in. So it looks good. Now what we're missing here is the shaved part, and the texture is weird. It doesn't look good because of the hair, the texture of the hair. So some of the bang is sitting inside of this texture. So what we want to do, I like this straight texture here, so we're just going to keep this one. We're going to add the shaved part to this texture, and then we're going to fix the UV, I believe that's the UV, so that it can, so all the parts of the hair look good. So what I'm going to do is save it. Now, actually, let's export this too. So let's call it top bun. Let's open that. Oh, it's PNG. If it's a PNG, then it's not going to directly open into your editor. .dds will open into your editor. And then we need this. Oh, keep reading. Open with paint.net. So we need this bottom part. So we'll select that. I just flattened it, Control Shift F, and then Control S to save it. And then we're going to import it. So we have that's done. So, and then export this here again. Let's just call that finished. All right, so what we're going to do is go into edit mode. I'm going to deselect all those in edit mode here. At the bottom, on this side, you're going to see all the parts of the mesh. We're going to go to open, and then we're going to bring in our texture. Open. Top one is our texture. Good. Okay, so our base is fine. Let's fix this part. So just any parts that you think need to be fixed, you just select them. So I know that this one, I want to make it match here, because see this part of the mesh is sitting nicely here. This one is just sitting in like kind of shadow. So I pressed L to select them, and on this side I'm gonna do the same, L, G to move it over. See, good. So then L to select that part, those two parts, L, A to select them all, and G to move them both. The same here. A, G, uh, some parts of them are tricky to get, so let's see. B, G, okay, this part too. You see that? I'm on 5 right now. If I wasn't on 5, I wouldn't be able to select that part that's in there. Click 5, and you see this part that's dark, I can't select it from here. But since I pressed 5, I can see into the mesh, so I can select it from here. So then A, G. So the base part is done. We're going to do the bang. Let's see if I can just select it all. And I'll move them around. So what I'm going to do is just do B to select this bottom portion. And then G. B to select this portion. G. Okay. I want to fix this line. Bring it over a little bit. No, I want it to match the ones on the side. So I'm going to move you up here. Let's see. Okay, and then also the underside of the bangs. Okay, and now last is the bun. Okay, so some parts of the bun look good, so we'll leave them. So this part that's white means that it's not on the texture and it's in like this gray space. See, it's partially on texture and on off, so we're gonna move that out of there. We'll move it onto the mesh. We'll move these. Sometimes moving parts of the mesh like into one area kind of helps too when you want to have multiple textures for a hair. So let's say, for instance, that I wanted the bun to have some braided pieces in there. I probably will do that. So since I'm moving like pretty much all of this texture, the bun, the base, the bang, all the way into this corner, I could add some braided pieces, some braided texture and then on this side, and then select pieces of the bun and move it over. So I probably will do that as well as like a little bonus thing. Oh my gosh. With those, you know what? Okay, whatever. With those, it works best if you, I should have done this, was since that square is sitting in the middle of a bigger piece, I should have selected the square as well and then moved them all together. And then they would all be in the right place, but I didn't do that, so that's why it's giving me some problems here. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. And let's move this one over. Let's move these two. Even though I kind of like that it has that little texture there, but we're gonna have some braided pieces, so probably just, well, it'll just be better to move it all. Okay, so that's done. So now that that's complete, let's see what our hat top looks bad, so we gotta fix that one as well. So go into edit mode, everything selected, open the mesh, the texture, and then we're going to select, I'm just gonna move it all together. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. Okay. So we'll save, and then we're going to import it back in. This is finished. So I kind of want to, what does that look that, is it like, I'm going to change the color. I want the base to be one color. Let's see. I'm going to make this black. An easy recolor is just to do hue and saturation. So, let's change this. That might be too black, but let's see. Yeah, that's good. And then I want to have the top part. Uh-oh. I'm going to have the top part actually another color. Let's see how that looks. Why not? So, okay. So now that that's complete, I'm going to show you the um, design, and also if we're going to throw some braids in there. So what we're going to do here, we're going to save that since we're done here. Not completely done, but we're going to save it so we don't lose it. Let's go find a braid texture. So I like, what texture do I use? The texture from, is it Get to Work? Or is it Get Together? It's Get Together. This one. This texture is really nice. So I'm going to take the yellow so I can turn it. You know what? Yeah, let's just do the yellow. And do braid. Export. Open with paint.net. Okay, so I'm going to take this line here. Or, yeah, let me take that line. I could take this side too. They're really thin. So I'm going to see how it looks. And then make a new, so it's sitting right there. So I want to drag it over to the end. Oh, I'm going to drag it over here and save that. And let's go back, open our hair, and then, okay, so you see it's nowhere to be found because all of our textures are on this side. So we're going to drag some parts of the bun to this side. So we're going to save it again, and we're going to export the mesh again. Mesh, and then retexturing it to be braids. Now you can do the same with, I mean, any texture is you're retexturing it. So we're going to do again, edit all of it, select it. We're going to open up our texture, and now we're going to pull some of these pieces. So let's do this one. And then maybe this one. Maybe one, I'll do two more. This one. And this one, no, this one. Okay. So now we're gonna change the color of these braids, but we're gonna save this, import it again, and let me go into this one and change the color of the braids. Let's make it a little darker. Uh, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking about adding some braids into the base, but that's cute. Let me do one more for the braid. Okay. I actually like that better. Should I make this braids too? Yeah, let's do that. Oh, yeah. Let's rotate it. Let's see what it does. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you saw that? Probably not. See, let me zoom in here. See this? See the blue right there? There's transparency. So let's see if we can fix that. See it right there. So we're gonna go into sculpt. We might be able to do it by the vertices, but we could probably, yeah, this is the easiest way. Done. So, okay. Save. What I did there is right click on the swatch, gives you a eyedropper, and then you could choose a color. Purple. Purple. Okay. So we're done. Now the thing, oh no, we're not done. We have to do the undercut design. But before we do that, since we imported this hair onto a mesh, that mesh had its own shadows and all of that. So make sure that you come into here and remove these, because when you go into game, this shadow is going to be on the sim. but that hair would not cast this kind of shadow. So you're gonna, when you go into the game, you're gonna see that shadow. And then if you don't have a custom thumbnail, when you come back into this to continue editing, it's gonna have a thumbnail with this weird shadow also. So just remove it. Make blank. I just make blank all of them. I don't really worry about that. Okay, so we can save that. So let's go back in. So what we're gonna do is the undercut design. So um, I used GIMP and Paint.net. You don't have to use GIMP, but I used GIMP for the colors to alpha. Paint.net has that tool also. I went ahead and downloaded that plugin, but the thing is it doesn't work as well as GIMP. Like it's not as great as GIMP. So first we need to go and find a design. So usually I'll go and look for tattoo designs. So let's say minimal. I think that was the search I did for the, no. And then, so I like this. We could try using this, but this is the one that this is the one that I used here. So let's use a different one since the hair is kind of different. Um, Sorry guys, this is a whole new setup for my dedicated to my simming. So a lot of these things are doing the defaults, so just ignore that. So we're gonna do, let's take this design. I like that. So you have your image here in GIMP. What we're going to do is colors, then color to alpha. And this is what it's going to look like when it removes the alpha part. I mean, not the alpha part, the white parts. So we're going to do OK. Come along. Okay, so that's good. So I'm going to save this and then go back into Paint.net. Paint.net, and this is our image. So all I want is the wings part. So, but we could just select it all anyway. No, actually, uh, the issue here is that there's some shadow there too. See all that? Um, Let me go back to GIMP. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Mm, I'm gonna choose the dark, the gray. Let's see if it will take that out too. No. Okay, it's okay. That's fine. We'll just yeah, I can select and delete it. Okay, that works. Okay, so I'm just gonna select this and then go into here, new layer and paste it. Keep canvas size. So the way the hair works is that this is the middle and this is the middle. This is the outside. This is the outside. So you want it to be symmetrical. So I don't know that I want it to be that big. So I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. Like that. And then push that to the middle. Like that. Drag it down a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is duplicate this layer. Then I'm gonna go to layers, flip horizontal, so I have it on the same sides. So then I'm going to start selecting pieces. Go like, on this side, sorry. We can actually merge down so we can select everything here. How do I want to do this actually? Do I want to do it like, let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, when it's selected, go to the background, then delete it. So you have that's deleted. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to import it on another swatch here. but there's too much gone. It's like super bald. Hmm. Okay, I know what to do here. Let's try something else. Instead of deleting it, we're going to copy or cut that space out of the background and paste it on another space, on another layer, right? And then we're going to lower the opacity on it. Let's see. So it's not totally bald. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know. I don't know about that pattern. There's just too much gone. You know what? Okay, so we're not going to do that pattern. We're going to use another one. No. Okay, then we're going to choose a different design. Kind of like this. I'm going to Control C for copy and then V to paste. And then make it smaller. Oh. And then make it smaller. Okay, and then duplicate, horizontal. Okay, and then merge these down, and then let's select. I'm using a magic wand tool, and then just selecting the black parts. I'm just gonna leave that part off. Okay, now let's delete it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That looks good. So we'll save this and then put it in game. I think that's everything that we were working on, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna save and then view it in game. All right, we're in game. Let's see the hair. Looks good. So there you have it. A how-to on Frankenmeshing, and you should be able to create this hair if you followed along with the tutorial. There's some transparency, but it's just tutorial hair. So hopefully you guys understood. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, or you can reach me on my Tumblr at She Speaks Simlish, and I'm usually more active there. So if you have any questions, let me know. Hope you enjoyed.